Hey everyone, we are out on the square at Lawrenceville. Today we're going to take a tour of the office to show you guys status of construction. We are looking forward to pouring the second phase of the courtyard concrete tomorrow. So I'm going to show you guys all the setup for that. It's really cool to see all the form work and all the rebar and everything. We are standing behind the office right now. In front of you will be a mural. Kind of been working on some sketches and designs for that. I'm really thinking about replicating the view that you see through this slit window in the courtyard wall on the back face, a kind of the Curico type collage. We'll see. Still working through that. We've got some of the stones right here that were pulled out of the foundations that we're going to put in the courtyard as well. Really pretty neat to see that. But let's go ahead and take the tour. Here's the slit window in the back. The thinking with this is that you can see all the way through to the front of the square, and we worked really hard to make that happen. So there'll be this strip in the flooring, and it'll pass into the courtyard, and it terminates with this window. And you can kind of, it's hard to see right now the front windows, but there's sort of this inside-outside thinking going on that is prevalent in all of our designs. So this is going to be an exterior room. The city put underground power around our building, and we're going to work on getting the old granite onto this wall over the next month or so. I saved the granite from the old Aurora Theater site across the street. I think that'll be really neat to see the granite. We finally found someone that can install the granite at a reasonable price. There's not a lot of those guys around anymore, and then there's just not a lot of granite work. So this entire CMU wall will be covered in granite. Should really look fantastic. What you see in front of you is our, this will be where our electrical meter and gas line and everything comes in communication. There will be a back stair right here. The CMU wall will also be wrapped in granite, so you'll walk up about 30 inches or so, because that is the finished floor level on the inside of the building. The square is actually a little bit higher than the back of these buildings. It's been raining a lot, so it's been very difficult to get this formwork in, because there is a water stop in the bottom of the formwork, and once it gets wet, it's ruined. So we've had to rip that out a couple of times. Everything, all these three buildings drain to this courtyard right now. So we are working on getting that water to run around the space. But you can see all the formwork here. It's really fantastic. This is a very Scarpa influenced courtyard. It's kind of a postmodern. We sort of are experimenting with what original and copy means. So we've really got a nice fountain that is the focal point, the termination of this axis that's created from the front door. Looking forward to seeing that go in. You guys might have seen some of that. It's that stainless steel fountain that we did. That's a really pretty close copy of Scarpa's fountain at the, what is that, Plaza? Dang, in Florence, or no, it's not in Florence. It's Venice. Yeah, it's Venice. I guess I should probably learn that. So we are standing where the pump is going to be. You can see some of the sleeves that we've got right now that will be inside the concrete wall, and then we've got the electrical running down through here. This here will be our stairs up to the roof. So these are exterior steel stairs. They're actually stainless steel, which is about 7 times as expensive as regular steel that I found out. So really looking forward to these stairs. They should be here for a long time. So this area right here will be filled with dirt, and then we'll have some plantings underneath the stair. Be pretty cool. Over here to the left, you can see the slit window. And let's try to, didn't bring my keys. I'm gonna have to let me hop this wall and we'll get on the inside. This is a pretty neat view here. You can see down into the concrete forms. This will be the second of 3 pours. The first pour was the back wall, and then the concrete wall of the back of our building. And the third pour will be the stairs that you'll walk down. So you'll be up on the platform where I am right now, and you'll walk down into the courtyard. Now the courtyard is actually about 2 feet higher than where we are standing right now. So we'll have to build that up. But you can see down in the formwork, they have these ties right here, and then of course all the rebar. There's a little planter that we'll have right here. This concrete wall will be wrapped in granite, which should be super fantastic. And then we've got all the conduit that is running down into the crawl space. You can see that right there as well. Really pretty neat. I don't know. They got some conduit right here, but they didn't extend it all the way through the wall. You guys will have to punch that through. Not a big deal. You can drill this stuff later, but you just don't want to hit the rebar. So this right in front of us will be where we'll have a bubbler, and on days that it's not raining, there will be water that'll bubble up through one of the stones that you saw that's sitting out back. And then right here is our stainless steel gargoyle scupper that Wesley Wofford did. Really, really looking forward to that. Going to be really fantastic. So one of the things we tried to do was really create a space that you could feel. And this space back here, it's kind of a yin and yang that we've got going on. This volume matches the volume that's on the upper level of the roof. So the idea is that everything on the ground floor is dark, and then everything on the upper floor is light, that you're rising to the light. And it really, I think, is going to work out pretty well. I'm debating on this back wall if we should stain the concrete black. Like, for example, all the light fixtures on the downstairs level are black, and all the light fixtures on the upper stairs or upper level are white. So just kind of that thinking, kind of passing that thinking along. Area. So over in the corner is where the water will exit, and again the fountain will flow and circulate around on days that it's not raining. So within this contained space, you really should get a fantastic sound. That's something that architects don't deal a lot with now. Of course, all the senses really are important to the experience of a building, but I don't know. I mean, really almost within the last 100 years, we've been dominated by the eye, and that's what this is commenting on a little bit. Again, we have set this up with an Albrecht Dürer perspective drawing, and we've got a Marcel Duchamp Étendonné. This is sort of a piece that is derived from a lot of their thinking, and I'll post some of those photos on Instagram of the sketchbooks and kind of what we're doing. We are updating the website, so we'll be able to tell that story there as well. Here's the inside of the space, and again, you can really see to the front door. So you've got that great axis that's continued from the front, and then look how the light is coming down from above. Really fantastic. That was something that we wanted to really accentuate the ideas that this light well is going to pull you up to the roof. And we've got the top of the stairwell covered right now, so there really should be a lot more natural light that comes down through. Take a quick tour of where we are. These are the old front doors. They're about 100 years old. I have saved all of the original hardware, and really looking forward to putting that back in. Of course, these are mill finished columns. The steel really looks fantastic. So this is just how the steel comes straight from the mill after it's made. Over here to the right, we've got a little corridor that takes you to 2 restrooms. The idea was to not touch the brick walls, and you can see we left all of the brick walls exposed through here, and they really turned out nice. There is a little bit of more touch-up kind of work that I want to do. But we'll take care of that once we get all this junk cleared out. This courtyard's been the big focus over the last couple months, just because it's so hard to get concrete. It took us a month to get 9 yards of concrete. You can see the old foundation wall right here. So we're going to take that down, and then the building extends out. We're kind of in the back break area right now. The concrete block wall in front of you will be covered with granite Really looking forward to that. And then we've got one of the old Tennessee fieldstone. It had to be a fieldstone that they got from around here. We're going to put that on the inside as well. You can see where an old window was bricked in. We actually bricked that in. Those were windows when we bought the building. Tarp is covering the old roof. We are reusing the old roof. If you remember from down below, the roof trusses sag, and so what we did is we supported those roof trusses so that we could leave this old roof. It's been a little bit of a challenge. If I had to do it all over again, I would probably have built the roof up like we did in the front, but there's all sorts of challenges with that. In any case, we are where we are. So this is the courtyard. Got to be careful, these ribs really drop down. So here's the courtyard from above. Really neat looking. You can see very well how the fountain is going to come from the left. We've got our stairs over to the left as well. This great slit window that's the termination of our axis, and then the water works its way around to the right and then out that hole in the CMU wall that will be covered with granite. Got some planting areas. I don't know, we're going to try to maybe grow some vines up on top of the concrete wall. We'll see. Of the back soffit, the guys wrapped it this week with the upper metal. The metal wants to flex, oil can. They said they're going to come back and kind of screw it down a little bit more. I don't know how I feel about that or not. It's just kind of part of the material. We wanted this big cap on top, kind of to mimic the way you would outline a drawing. So like when you draw elevations, you draw a thicker line, being a little sarcastic there. But that's what we wanted to do with the building. See our neighbor over there. It's just really pretty neat being up on the roof. We got the slate off of the courthouse roof renovation from across the way. They were just going to throw the slate away. So asked them if we could get that. We've got probably 6 truckloads of slate, and I think what we're going to do is wrap that interior form on the first floor with the slate. Supposedly the slate's 100 years old. I just really couldn't see them throwing it away, so we're going to try to use that. But yeah, guys, that's it. That was a tour of the office, kind of where we are. Been a long process. I've actually really enjoyed going through it. It's just a really, really neat design. Everybody gives me a lot of flack about how long it's taken, and I really find a lot of comfort in Deschamps. He talked about how society is moving too quick and that artists really need to take a long time to complete a project, and we've definitely done that. But hopefully we're going to wrap this thing up pretty soon and get in here and start using it. Just really looking forward to that. Here's the wall we're going to put the slate around. Looking forward to that as well. But appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more videos. We will see you next time.